Good evening and welcome guests. I am Nathan Stix, the chair of the Community Activities Commission, calling the meeting of October 11th, 2023 to order. The time is 7 p.m. This public meeting is being recorded and may be viewed later on the city's YouTube channel. If everyone would please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And we will take this opportunity to swear in our new commissioner. Welcome, Christian and family.
And family.
Okay. Congratulations, Christian, and welcome on the commission. Jane, will you please take roll call?
Commissioner Forsberg.
Here.
Commissioner Van Atta.
Present.
Commissioner Lee.
Here.
Commissioner D'Souza.
Here.
Commissioner Krutzinger.
Here.
Vice Chair Flash.
I'm here.
And Chair Stix.
Present. Thank you. All are present. Okay, next, agenda approval. Is there any objection to approval of tonight's agenda as presented? Please show that the final agenda is approved as presented. Next, approval of minutes. Is there any objection to approval of the minutes of September 13th as presented? And with no objections, please show that the minutes are approved as presented. Next, do we have anyone who would like to present any public comment? We do not. So we'll open it up now for commissioner comments and celebrations. And Shally's looking right at me, so we're going to start with you.
Welcome, Christian. Congratulations. That's really all I have.
Just go down the line.
I just wanted to point out that when thanking Newcastle Days volunteers, I got several responses from people saying, thank you for allowing us to help. It was fun. We look forward to doing more things. So that was really nice.
Welcome, Christian. So glad you're here.
Yes, welcome. I don't have anything either.
Well, I will ditto that as well. Welcome. It's nice to be a whole group again. And the only thing I want to point out is it's getting darker. And so I just want to ask the community to please be careful out there and watch people walking around and slow down as the days get shorter and shorter. It's just important that we maintain some public safety out there.
And I will also say welcome, Christian. We are so excited to have you on the commission and looking forward to a lot of great things. And a point of thanks, I am thankful to have everybody on this commission and Amy and Jane here tonight to help support us as we continue planning for next year. I'm just very thankful to have everybody. So thank you. And Christian, we're not going to put you on the spot tonight, but if you would like to have a comment or celebration, please feel free.
I am very excited to be here. I am really excited to help plan all the fun events and that makes the city of Newcastle so awesome. So thank you for having me.
Perfect. Okay, let's get right into reports. And we do have a very light agenda, as you all know, so that we can take in a little adjournment and then spend the balance of our time in a working session to plan our 2024 working plan. But we'll go ahead and start with Amy, Community Events Report.
Thank you, Chair Sticks. I have lots going on. First, we'll start with a final report on Newcastle Days. Thank you notes and surveys went out to all of the summer sponsors, booth and food vendors, art fair vendors, and performers. There was high praise overall for the event. In the survey, they were asked about pre-event and day of communications and processes, especially since Deb and I had made mostly Deb, had made changes to those from prior years. It was a 1 to 5 scale, with 1 being not at all satisfied and 5 being very satisfied. The application process got a 4.67, pre-event communication got a 4.61, and the load-in process got a 4.67. There are other elements to the survey, but if you'd like to take a look at them, I have downloaded and put them into the CAC SharePoint under Newcastle Days 2023. Both the detailed Excel spreadsheet of responses as well as the graphs that summarize the responses are in there should you want to deep dive into those. Just to note, some key areas for big picture improvement include parking, Wi-Fi access, and looking at the art fair, the experience of the art fair vendors and participants overall. Also on Newcastle Days, I would like to thank Allison for sending out thank yous to our volunteers. I think that really made a nice personal touch to come from you. I hand delivered as many of the summer sponsor thank you notes as possible, so thank you all for signing those. And I just want to pass on that they were very appreciative of the personal nature of the note itself and also having it delivered to them. The final accounting on Newcastle Days is still outstanding, as it takes a while for the county to submit their invoice for hanging the banners over Coal Creek, as well as the overtime for the police. However, I would like to highlight Deb for her efforts to manage expenses to be able to stay within budget. Newcastle Days was faced with increased prices from vendors, some mandatory minimum charges that had not existed for vendors beforehand, and a fair amount of new permitting that had not been asked of before. And when faced with all of that, she found very creative solutions, while not sacrificing the quality of what we put onto the community. And I'd like to commend Deb for that, that attention to detail. In terms of events moving forward, Boot Castle is a great example of a partnership with our business community. It is this Saturday at Newcastle Fruit and Produce from 4:30 to 6:30. Highly recommend that you attend. If you'd like to volunteer and hand out candy, we are always happy to have you. Park off-site if you're attending and walk. Parking is very limited at the produce stand. So just be aware of that. We're expecting about 600 kids, so quite a few people. Also, looking forward, we have the Volunteer Appreciation Event, which is scheduled for Monday, November 27th at 5 p.m. at Resonate. There is the Songs of the Season at Newcastle Commons on Saturday, December 2nd at 2 p.m. And there is also the Fall Recycling Event at Hazelwood Elementary School, which will take place on Saturday, December 9th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. In terms of recreational programming, Skyhawks is back next week with a 4-week youth soccer, basketball, and tennis classes in the early evening. I am also, in terms of programming, launching, after showing this to you, you're getting the first look at it outside of Davie. I am launching a seasonal scavenger hunt in the parks this weekend. It's called Pumpkins in the Parks. So if you could take one clue sheet and pass it on. At 8 different locations around the parks. This is a makeup pumpkin. It's not the real one. We're going to use real orange pumpkins. But I wanted you to be able to take off the tag and look at it. 8 different locations. There are pumpkins placed in our parks. There are clues that lead you to the pumpkins. And then at the pumpkin, you get a letter that completes a phrase. And then you come back here and turn in your clue sheet and get a little special holiday treat. So I'll pass that down for you to look at it. And that's all I have for you right now.
Amy, on the Boot Castle this Saturday, are costumes for volunteers required?
They are not required, but highly encouraged. Costumes or festive seasonal dress. Do dress for the weather because it is an outdoor venue, an open air venue. It will be covered, and it's rain. It's going to be rainy.
Perfect. Okay, thank you, Amy. Committee reports. We'll start with Newcastle Arts Council. Ed?
Sure, thank you. So just a couple things to highlight. During the month of September and the Newcastle Days, we all painted 2x2 squares, and those were put together into 8 collages, and those are on display at the library right now. If you go there and you find yours and you feel like you want to buy the actual collage, you can feel free to do that. There's a little code you can scan that sends you to an auction, and you can bid on those actual collages. So there are 81 different pieces in each one of the collages, and there are 8 of them. And those will be on display for the next few weeks. So check that out. Amy mentioned Songs of the Season, so that's December 2nd at the Commons. We have Tyee Middle School, Liberty High School, Maywood Middle School, and Newcastle Elementary that are going to perform so far, possibly 1 or 2 others.
Hazen is, sorry to interrupt, Hazen is coming.
Oh, they are coming. Excellent. Okay. Hazen,
At least that's the word from us.
Okay. And Hazen as well. So that should be great. 2 to 4 wonderful concert by the youth in our community. So check that out. Looking way far ahead, we are planning our Lunar New Year celebration. That's going to be on February 4th at Risdon Middle School. There will be lion dancers there, games, other entertainment, and activities for kids and adults. And that runs from 1 to 4 at this point. So plan on attending that. Last year we had 600 people that attended that event, so we're hoping to have more, or as many, or even more this year. And then very excited to let everybody know that there is now a free little art gallery that is up. It's right in front of City Hall by the flag post. So check it out, drop off artwork, pick up artwork, feel free to take whatever you like and enjoy and leave something else, but that's there for the community to enjoy and participate in from an artistic perspective. And those are the 4 items I want to bring up. Thank you, Nathan.
Thank you, Ed. Allison, Newcastle Trails?
Newcastle Trails reports back to me that really the only thing they have going on right now that will eventually involve the CAC is a Newcastle standard for map kiosks compatible with existing standards for trail signs, park signs, information signs. So they've got some good plans going for that. Looking forward to working on that in 2024.
Thank you, Allison. Kim, anything going on at Aegis? Nope. Connie, the library and Friends of the Library?
Yeah, so the library has a lot of ongoing events, but some special ones upcoming. So on the 20th of October, they're doing a Halloween origami session from 5 to 5:45 for all ages. The 21st of October, there's an all ages poetry coffee house with an open mic and to inspire members of the community to add poetry to the Lake Boren Park poetry wall. And then on the 28th of October, they're celebrating Dias de los Muertos, where you can decorate sugar skulls, and that's from 1 to 2:30 p.m.
Great, thank you. Shally, anything going on at the Y?
Yes, the Fall Festival is October 21st, 5:30 to 7:30. I have the flyer for that. Do we need to give that to you, like to post or anything? Yeah. Okay. And then I got another flyer for 2 volunteer opportunities. One for the Thanksgiving packing, which is November 14th, and the holiday wrapping paper party, December 19th.
Great, thank you. And then in November, we'll be excited that Christian's going to take on the Chamber and Historical Society. Thank you, Amy. The only update I can give you is the Chamber hosted the candidate forum last night, and they did a very nice job with collaboration from the Newcastle Library. So that's my only Chamber update. And those are our reports. So now general business. First thing we have is the volunteer recognition event. Kim?
Well, the date was.
That was definitely an email correspondence, so I apologize that was missed.
I just checked my. I'll look again. Anyway, so I don't really have much to. I haven't given a lot of thought yet, other than a similar format to what we've always had. We'll need to, now that we have a date, get the volunteer list, assuming that exists somewhere. We can drum that up from the various organizations that we've invited in the past and then look at format. And backwards map the timeline for that.
I think what would be helpful to me, Kim, and anybody else who may want to work with Kim, is to, I'm happy to take care of the logistics, make sure the invitations go out, that piece of things. But the activity itself, how do you want to greet people and bring them together initially? And then last year, Kim had planned a really neat, it was a trivia contest of sorts. So the activity that will be done. But as far as like how many pizzas to order, that's on me. But the activity itself and what you want to do with the volunteers. So Kim, if you need somebody else to work with you, that's, great.
That would be great. Yep. Yes, I'm open to all ideas, all people who are willing to participate. So, yeah, I don't have any, other than the similar format to what we've always followed.
Okay.
I don't have any big plans yet.
Is it possible to set up a time offline for us to get started planning on that activity if you need support from me, or is that
Yeah.
something?
Sorry, can I ask for a restate of the date?
It is Monday, November 27th at 5 p.m. and it goes until 7 p.m. Does that resonate?
So do we have any commissioners who would like to work with Kim on putting together? Christian?
Volunteer.
I can, oh, all of us.
Christian and Connie. Okay.
I will reach out to you to get started on a date where you can put together, where we can get together and I can find out what you need.
And I'm happy to share the volunteer list from Newcastle Days, which is as far back in my history, or as far back as my history goes.
And so this event is for us too, you guys. It's for all Newcastle volunteers. And we want to make sure that, everybody understands it's like Planning Commission, CAC, and all the volunteers that come out and help support our events. So it's a way to say thank you to all of us. Okay, thank you, Kim. Holiday Lights Contest. So little background. In 2021, because we didn't do anything last year, in 2021 we had a holiday lights map. And that was pretty much the extent. We asked for people to let us know if they were going to have holiday lights up, and then we could put it on a Google map, and we went through that process. In 2020, so 3 years ago, we actually had a holiday lights contest, and it was very successful. I don't have the numbers, how many people signed up, but we had a list of criteria. We all went around, and people that had registered, we went and actually looked at their lights, looked at their music, looked at, everything that was going on in their yards, and had, I believe, it was like 5 or 6 different prizes that we had gotten from local businesses to award out to those households. And we'd like to bring back the Holiday Lights contest this year. And I guess I'm looking right now to see if there's anybody that would like to head up this project.
I will hold back a little bit.
So Amy, do we have records from 2020, like exactly what went into it? Do we know?
I mean, I did it, the 2 times we did it, I had it up, and it was a Microsoft form, so it self-populates. Or we might have used Google Forms, because then you can just plug it into Google Maps. But do we have anything, do we have prizes? Do we have things we can put out? I guess would be a question.
All I have here is exactly what was from our website to look at how the contest, what the contest rules were and kind of the verbiage around it. And I know that Kate, was it Kate or Christina at the time? Christina did all the publicity for it, right? All the social media posts and getting the word out. I can't remember if we did flyers. No flyers? So it was just broadcast out on social media. So we do have this information that's available.
Do we know where we got prizes from?
Local businesses.
But we don't have a specific list.
Those records may exist. So I can certainly look in old files to see what is available for archive, but really the folks who were part of the commission in 2020 are going to have the best institutional knowledge. What I do know is that the annex has they're like the yard signs size, like placards that were given to the winners that they got to display as being the most, I don't know, creative or the most colorful, whatever the winning items were. So those still exist and those are there, but I don't know. I don't know offhand what the actual prizes were for each.
It may, I'm just trying to remember it, because it was 2020. I don't think we did anything prize-wise in 2021. I think it was only 2020, and I think it may have been like some leftover stuff that we had because we didn't have Newcastle Days, and there may have been some things laying around. It was, you know,
So you're thinking we didn't go to local businesses and get gift cards and things like that?
it may have been some leftover waste management or, you know, funds that we had from not using it because of the lack of activities.
Is it really important to have prizes, or is the bragging rights enough?
I think it's the bragging rights personally.
Yeah.
I do know we didn't have many entries the last time we did it, which is kind of why I think we tapered off. And whether that was because there was nothing in it other than the bragging rights, or just the spirit wasn't there because 2020 was a whole different thing, right? Like people were doing their houses up because they didn't have anything else to do. So,
Well, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
So do we feel that this is, you know, a fun thing to do to get the community involved? I'll just open it up for discussion.
I personally think it's worthwhile. And I'm willing to help out. I don't necessarily want to do it myself. So if there's someone I can partner with, I'll do that.
Allison already said she would.
I think it's a fun thing to, seems like a fun thing to do. I'm not sure that, I kind of think doing it for the bragging rights is fun too. I think if people are gonna decorate their home, they're gonna decorate their home. They may or may not want their address listed, but who decorates their home and doesn't want people to drive by and say, how awesome is that? And therefore, I think collecting addresses, names and addresses, and making a map seems to me to be fairly, I mean, I don't know how to do it, but it seems to me to be fairly simple. So I think it's a good idea.
we did keep the names anonymous. So the names were not published. It was just an address. And one of the things we could even consider is just having people, if you don't want it to be a contest and just want to have a map, right? Where people can go out and drive around. So it's just an engaging activity. It would be more of like, just post your address if you have something. You don't even have to give us your name. And we can literally draw a loop around Newcastle, which is where all the kind of twists and turns are on kind of major arterial with a couple little laps around.
Yeah, because I was going to ask, so would we be the ones then deciding who the winners are, or was there like a vote?
So in 2020, the commission voted, went around and critiqued, as did the mayor. Did the mayor go out? We might have had the deputy mayor as well. We could open it up to the council and say, you know, who would like to participate with us.
I can't say it was kind of fun. It did take a while though. We did it 3 nights in a row.
Yeah.
So there were 25 or something like that entries, and so it was a commitment, but it was kind of fun to go around.
So Jane has found the folder, which has the rubric for evaluating, and she has found that there were 34 applicants in 2020.
So what I'm getting, the feeling is that yes, we want to do this. Allison and Ed will work together to put it together. Jane has found the information to help support it. And I think the only thing we probably need to discuss, and we still have a lot of time to discuss it, would be, do we want to have prizes or just make it more of a recognition? Because I remember the yard signs were like most creative, best lights, best music. I don't remember but there were a few categories that were included.
So what I can do is similar to the volunteer recognition event, set up a time with Ed and Allison and Nathan, if you want to be included in on the planning. I mean, I know you're taking leave of absence, but you will be here for some of it. The 3 of you, and then move forward from there and give all the resources that are available, get those signs for you, and get this jump started.
That'd be perfect, thank you.
Okay.
I would add that I'd like to consider how we really get the word out there besides maybe socials. Just because I know a lot of people don't see stuff that comes from the city. And then they say, I didn't know about that. And then they also like to say that the city's not good at communicating, which isn't necessarily true, but how many other places can we reach out and touch, and then they can pass the info along? Because that would make it even more fun if there are more houses. And then to make things more complicated, can we also consider, could the public vote? Like if you drive on this loop and then you guys go and you vote and for your favorite house, because that would also increase engagement and be super fun. But that's not necessarily like a simple ask to create, so.
So a couple avenues we could look at would be the two magazines, right? The Greet and the Newport Hills magazine, Greet and, thank you, and Newcastle Living. Could be two places, but I think we have to be pretty quick to probably get something in there, but all it has to be is it just literally take what we had in 2020 and just make that 2023. That'd be pretty simple.
I would also throw out at least attempting to engage homeowners associations. Get the word out to the people in your neighborhood.
And if we want to think about flyers, I mean, that getting it out via avenues other than social media, a flyer could be a good way to post it in local businesses. And then people have every avenue to at least see it. So something to think about. Okay. Thank you for that. Do we have any additional public comment? Okay. Last thing before we take our break is our next meeting will be November 8th. And as a reminder, I will also be having my surgery on November 8th. Allison was asking if maybe the ambulance could drive me over here to join you guys that night. I don't think so. Ed will be leading the meeting that night, so thank you, Ed. And with that, we are going to take a 10-minute break and come back, and we will have our working session to go over our 2024 work plan.
Yes. There you go, take it.
I'll take the head.
You need a booster seat.
So the email was a reply to our email thread in there, so maybe it
I
got
did not
lost.
see it today.
Oh, I sent it like a couple weeks ago when I said I was gonna confirm for this date. Okay, I'm sorry about that.
That's okay, no problem.
I did.
I'm glad I'm available, or at least I think I am. I'll have to check my work calendar.
Cookies. Well, it was one of the dates that was on the list,
Yeah,
and
okay.
12/4 wasn't available.
I'm
Did
hoping.
it meet with your,
Apparently.
did it meet with your
I
requirement?
was like, what's a cowboy cookie? They're called cowboy
Oh,
cookies.
is it a cowboy cookie?
Never heard of
So
them.
what is
Oh,
it?
they're not oatmeal, they're cowboy, okay.
Oh, look at everybody.
I think there might be oatmeal in it.
That's normally,
I'm not a big fan of raisins.
You good?
Hmm?
Okay. So, start with this.
Yes.
Okay.